And here we are at the start of the second third now. GB trailing by 11 points to 18 to the Swiss. So GB start with the ball at the back now. And the ball comes into centre pivot, sent on its way to Martin Cates on the right hand side, who quick switches across, but the ball not secure, or Anderson Ledger not happy with that pass. Swiss start with the ball now. Now Michael Rabotot takes the breakdown and sends it to centre pivot. Sent on its way to the left-hand side, where the shot comes in high and wild. Again, GB not getting their second line organised. So GB start with the ball now. Richard Jackson sends the ball into Gary Bond, who returns it to the same end, to the right-hand side, where the switch comes in, and Richard Gosling shoots, and point scored. Picked up by front line, but Swiss second line can't get hold of it. So Swiss bring the ball in from the back now and send it on its way to the left-hand side and return it via an option pass to the right-hand side at the other end. The shot comes in and is picked up by GB front line, but front line can't get hold of it. Simon Bogart rolls the ball down his legs, and the referee awards the point. So Swiss bring the ball in from the back now, and it continues on its way to Lionel Chandry, who switches across, and the ball comes in on the left-hand side, but the shot. The switch was the shot was landing. So GB take the breakdown and send the ball into centre pivot, who continues the ball on his way, but centre pivot called for travelling in the middle of the court. Loic Hendricks now starts with the ball for a breakdown and passes the ball to the left-hand side for Switzerland, and the shot comes in on the right-hand side, caught cleanly by GB front line, offloaded to Anderson Ledger and shot, but foot on line called. So the Swiss take the ball and bullet pass it up the court to the left-hand side, and the shot comes in, picked up by GB front line, caught second line and shot off to the right-hand side opposite end, where it switched quickly and the shot comes in. But Anderson Ledger scoring there, but Swiss not happy with that shot, looked short. So Swiss bring the ball in from the back now to the central defender, where it's flipped out to the right-hand side, option ball back to the centre, and then passed to the left-hand side, where Thibault Coulou shoots, but he's picked up front line by Richard Jackson. The ball's then swapped to the opposite end to Anderson Ledger, who switches the ball across the right-hand side, and the shot comes in, and the ball caught, but the hand of the defender, Gaël Sieber, went out of court. So the Swiss bring the ball in now from the back, where the shot comes in hard and fast, but landing called on Alexandre Dubois. GB start with the breakdown now and send the ball into the centre, where it continues on its way to the right-hand side, switched across to Anderson Ledger, and the shot comes in, and point awarded. I think the Swiss looking for frame ball there. Michael Rabotot brings the ball in from the back now to centre pivot, who sends it out to the left-hand side. It's optioned back to the centre and sent right back to the right-hand side, where Lionel Chandry shoots, and shoots to a semi-wide slip, and point scored. Liv Davis now about to bring the ball in for GB, sends it into centre pivot, where it's sent on its way to the left-hand side. Richard Gosling switches the ball, and the shot comes in from Jack Buck, and popped up by Swiss front line, but not secured. Goes behind the frame, point scored. Swiss bring the ball in from the back now and send it on its way to the left-hand side. Gaël Sieber sends the ball back to the centre pivot, who returns it to Lionel Chandry. The shot comes in high and wild over the top. Once again, GB second line left wanting. So Liv Davis starts to play again now. In it comes to centre pivot Gary Bond, who returns it to the same end, Martin Cates on the right-hand side. Ball switched across to the left, and the shot comes in. The Swiss are sitting off the line by a good 18 inches to 2 feet, giving room for the shot to be scored. So ball comes in now to centre pivot, where it's popped out to the right-hand side. Alexandre Dubois sends the ball to the opposite end, where Lionel Chandry sends the ball into space at the right-hand opposite end. GB now requesting the game be slowed down to all their players now, that they've pulled back several points and would like to control the game now. And take the breakdown and send it to centre pivot, where it's returned to the left-hand side. The shot comes in. But foot on line or landing called. So Swiss take the ball and bullet pass up court to the central defender, left-hand side to the right, and the shot comes in from Lionel Chandry, shot and point scored. So GB bring the ball in from the back now, send it on its way down to right-hand side. It's basketball passed across, and then back to the right-hand side, where the shot comes in and goes out of court, but landing called on Jack Buck. Michael Raboteau brings the ball in now for Switzerland and sends it up to the right-hand side. The ball switched across the left, and Gail Sieber shoots, and points scored. GB bring the ball in now to centre pivot, and the ball's continued on its way and switched across to the right left-hand side where it's returned to the right, and the shot comes in and breaks Swiss front line. Point scored. Michael Roberto brings the ball in now and sent on the way by central pivot, who options the ball back and sends it onto the left-hand side. Thibaut Coulard shoots and is caught cleanly front line by GB. Jack Buck shoots and Swiss front line can't hold on to that one. Point scored. So the Swiss bullet passed the ball in, doesn't go over halfway line, so has to continue on its way. Goes up to the right-hand side, then switch to the left where it comes across and is high shot and secured by Martin Cates. He returns it to Richard Goslin, it comes across to Jack Buck. Jack shoots and the ball is shot and point scored. A nice low hard shot there from Jack Buck, finding space on the line. So Swiss bring the ball in now to centre pivot, and Lug Hendricks brings the ball back to the same end. Right hand side switch and a shot, but GB dig up front line and send the ball down the opposite end, where Martin Cates switches the ball across and the shot comes in, is caught. Oh no, flip back behind the line. And GB have suddenly taken several points off the Swiss. The ball continues on its way through the Swiss pivot up to the right hand side where the shot comes in and popped up by Martin Cates, but unable to secure against second line. GB start with the ball at the back now. The points difference is just 2 points with 8¼ minutes ready left in the end of the second third. Quick bit of switching by GB, the ball secured on front line with an easy catch. The Swiss swap the ends and the ball comes in from Lionel Sandry, and some acrobatic attempts by GB second line, can't secure the ball, and the point is scored. So Liv Davies brings the ball in now for GB, and GB have made a change, replacing the pivot Gary Bond with Paul Flemington. A quick switch down the opposite end, and the ball is diagonally sent up the other end, but landing called on Martin Cates. Switzerland switch the ends now, send it out to the left-hand side where there's a quick switch, and the ball is quick switched and shot, and Richard Jackson can't secure that on the pass. Alexandre Dubois taking a point there, and the long ball comes in from GB where it goes to Martin Cates and sent down the opposite end. Jack Buck shoots, but is caught cleanly front line, and the shot comes in from Thibaut Coulard, but is unfortunately short. Switzerland send the ball in now to centre pivot Loic Hendricks, who sends it onto the left-hand side. The ball is switched and caught cleanly front line by GB. Landing called now on Andrew St Ledger. The Swiss take the breakdown, and the shot comes in very quickly from the left-hand side. And very sporting of the Swiss there, they give away a short. Very kind of the Swiss, excellent manners from the Swiss there. So the Swiss bring the ball in from the back now to centre pivot. It's sent on down to the left-hand side, where it's optioned back to centre pivot and continued on its way to Lionel Sandry, but he can't get hold of that.